10. Hello. I just picked up the Beatles Get Back book. I've been watching the movie, and being a huge Beatles fan, there's a lot of footage that I haven't seen before. So if you're a big Beatles fan, I hope you enjoy this video. And if you get a chance, watch the movie as well. So I haven't seen this book yet, so I'm not even sure what's in it. So it's going to be kind of like a book opening, if that makes any sense, or unbooking. So I'm just going to make a cut in the plastic right here with my huge knife. I don't want to make too big of a hole in there. So I guess I'm going to have to make another big cut in there. Yeah, that'll do it. Probably using the wrong end of the knife, but what the heck. So we'll get this all away. As long as I don't cut my finger off, that'll be great. They really wrapped us good. So, some cellophane sounds. Yeah. Got some more left here. So like I said, I haven't seen this yet, so you and I will be looking at this together. John, Paul, George, and Ringo, the Beatles. Now obviously, I don't know, maybe like you, I grew up with the Beatles. And it seemed like every week they had a hit song coming out. I guess that I'm showing my age, but yes, I did grow up with the Beatles. So let's see what this little sleeve is. Let's see what this says. Oh, it's a quote from Peter Jackson, the guy who made the movie. It says, "It would be fair to say that today, Let It Be symbolizes the breaking up of the Beatles." And that's where this footage is all from. It's left over from the Let It Be movie. So that's the mythology. The truth is somewhat different. The real story of Let It Be has been locked in the vaults of Apple Corpse for the last 50 years. That's pretty interesting. So this comes off. Ingenious. And it's on the other page here. And here's the book. Now this shows them sitting there writing music. John behind the piano. That's the piano that Let It Be was written on. Ringo behind his kit. George sitting on the drum riser playing guitar. And Paul. He was kind of the leader of them all, you know. So let me move some of these guitar picks out of the way here. I'll just show you this one here, which is probably one of my favorites. It's a little alien. And it's, works pretty good. I've got my guitar over here. Sorry about that loud E string. But just let that ring out. Sorry about that loud noise. So, let's open up the book. What do we got? Green pages. I guess that symbolizes the name of their company, Apple Corps. So it's a green apple. God didn't make little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. Another painful song from the 70s, from my painful youth. So let's see, what do we got here? Nice black page. Oh, the featuring photography by Ethan A. Russell and Linda McCartney. Yeah, she was a nice woman. Very talented photographer. So let's see, I'll just pull this a little bit closer. Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful picture. All the chords. There's Paul's bass. I think that's John's coat. I'm not sure, or George's coat, I think. So let's see. We got the foreword, the introduction, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, which is the rooftop, the famous rooftop concert. And then what happened next. So we'll just flip through here. See what they got. There they are. 2 engineers. Yes, remember these albums? I wore those out, that's for sure. Here's a nice picture of the band. There's Yoko. I guess they didn't really like her being there. But upon further interviews, a lot of them said that they really didn't mind, but who knows, right? Here's a call sheet. That's interesting. There's George Martin. There's Epstein, the manager. He ended up dying, and they were really sick about it. So this is obviously all the earlier stuff, all the Screaming Girls. Billy Preston. He was like the 5th Beatle. They said that Pete Best was the 5th Beatle, the old drummer, but Billy Preston played keyboards on Abbey Road. That's him playing the Fender Rhodes on Come Together, in case you didn't know that, but I'm sure you did. There he is, right there. up on the rooftop. Lennon with his beautiful Epiphone guitar. I wonder what that thing's worth, or even if it's still around. Anybody know? Let me know in the comments. I know a lot about the Beatles, but probably not as much as some of you, so... John, Paul, George, and Ringo again. There they are. Oh, look at this. There's the director. Recording engineer Glenn Johns, he's still around. Very, very active still. Neil. Mal Evans, he was the road manager. I was watching the movie, and he actually played the hammer on Maxwell's silver hammer, which is pretty interesting. There's Linda, George Martin, Billy Preston, Ethan Russell, who is another photographer. There's Yoko. And there's Heather McCartney. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Linda's daughter. Okay. And Peter Sellers was a big fan of them. He was a funny guy, man. Here's the Twickenham Film Studios. That's where it was all filmed. From January 2nd until the 16th, 1969. I don't want to tell you how old I was, but I was young still. Here's some photos from the first session. And they got it all written out. It's pretty interesting. Everybody's talking about they printed out the dialogue. I don't know if you could read that, but I'm not going to repeat it because this is a family channel, right? Or at least I would like to think it is. But Paul says this place sounds terrible now, but it may just be great. You never know. That's pretty interesting. Here you go. Here's the lyrics written out for the song Two of Us, which is pretty interesting. Picture of John. There's Ringo, George, and Paul. Paul with a half-eaten apple, which is pretty interesting. And it looks like Ringo's doing a dance there, and that's pretty wild. I hope you can see this pretty well. I mean, this is something that I haven't looked through the book yet, so I just wanted to do a quick video of it. Hopefully you can see some of the pictures okay. Looks like George is playing John's Epiphone right there, which is pretty interesting. Some more pictures. Hope that light's not too much. And of course, the furnace goes on. Sorry about that. So a lot of this is just a lot of recorded dialogue in print, it looks like. I'm looking for some of the bigger pictures. Whoops. There's a nice picture of Ringo. Contemplating. There's a nice black and white overhead. I'll tell you, they had some great cameras back then. The technology was pretty cool. 35 millimeter or whatever. Here's a nice picture of them all just sitting around. That's pretty interesting. A lot of these I've never seen before. I don't know if you've seen them or not. Let's see, what's this? Oh. Oh, the Let It Be 6-disc edition. Say that 5 times fast. 6-disc edition. I think I said it right that time. So they even have it in Blu-ray Dolby Atmos, which I was thinking about doing some videos in as I figure out how to add that into my audio. So I'll just put this off to the side. Here's another nice picture. Squeaky pages. Nice shot of Ringo standing up behind his drums. John trying to get some feedback out of his guitar, maybe. I don't know. It's a funny movie. They were really funny. Now there's Mal, the road manager, playing the hammer on Maxwell's Silver Hammer. I always wondered who played that part, and Mal was given that opportunity. And wow, he can say that he was on a Beatles song, which is quite the accomplishment, aside from being the road manager for the band. It's interesting because in the movie it shows Paul writing Let It Be, and he's singing it, and when he gets to the second verse he doesn't even have any words, which is pretty amazing. I love watching stuff like that. Hopefully you do too. I'm trying to get past all this dialogue stuff here. Try and get through there. This is the scene with McCartney. He was writing Golden Slumbers here. And it's interesting because Ringo was sitting next to him. And there's Mel. Here's George reading a tabloid. Tabloid from England called The Disc. There was a lot of articles about them in there. Wow, that's a nice picture of John playing a bass. John actually played bass on Let It Be. Here they all are sitting around trying to figure out. This was after George walked out. He walked out and he said, "I'll see you guys in the clubs." And he walked out because he was angry. So let's see what else we got in here. Wow, that's a nice shot. This is something that I've never seen before. So let's see what else we got in here. Oops, we'll wrap this up. Let's see. We'll go to the back of the book. I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves, and I hope we pass the audition. I think we all know where that came from. Let's see. Don't Let Me Down, the lyrics. Very interesting. They're cool shoes. So, okay, so here it is. Here's some more pictures. Paul, all dressed up. Billy Preston. Here's the aerial view of the concert on the roof. It's a nice picture. So like I said, I'm just going to go through this really quick. Maybe, you'd like to pick up the book yourself. Watch the movie. George is playing like a Telecaster there. I never saw him play a Telecaster. There's a couple people up on the roof watching from an adjacent building. It looks like that's pretty cool. And it must have been cold because Ringo's wearing a big jacket, and so is John. He's the one with the fur coat, in case we were wondering. There they are, probably deciding what song to do. Would have loved to have heard that conversation. And there's a beautiful shot of the piano. It's amazing the recording technology that they had back there, and it was only an 8-track tape. Now they have it all digital on computer. You can do 300,000 tracks if you wanted to. There's an interesting photo of Ringo playing guitar. It looks like he's tuning it. I love stuff like that, you know. So where do we leave off? Oh, yeah. I know this is a little sporadic. There's Billy Preston. It's a nice shot of Paul. And here they are again. That looks like a stylophone, which is an interesting device. I have one of those. Maybe I'll do a video on it. But there's a nice shot of Paul playing drums. Yeah. He's a talented guy, man. He can play anything. Except trumpet. George playing keyboards with Billy smoking a cigarette. These are some nice pictures in here. Again, I'm just flipping through, seeing what's in here. I think that's a interesting guitar right there. Look at that. Nice Stratocaster there with a whammy bar. Interesting. Didn't know he had that. Probably the only picture ever taken of it. Looks like some people were trying to climb up on the roof. That's Mal, the road manager. Cool. Guess he didn't want to use the stairs. The stairs aren't as fun as climbing up on the building. I shot at George. Yeah, these are a lot of these pictures. Well, as a matter of fact, all of them I don't think I've seen, with the exception of maybe one or two. Here's a nice shot of them sitting around the mixing console. Look at that thing. I wonder what that thing's worth nowadays. Just the preamps in it alone are probably worth. Sound great too. So let's see what else. I've seen that before. And this one of Paul too. That's a good shot of him playing acoustic guitar. That's nice. Wow, look at that. Yeah. Abbey Road Studios. Let's see what else. Just a few other pictures in here. Oops. So. Sorry to flip through so fast. There's Peter Sellers. He was a funny guy. There's a nice shot of the four of them just hanging out. So, I think that's about it. I know it was a quick flip through, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get a chance to watch the movie because it's very interesting. And if you're a Beatles fan, like I said, you're going to really, really, really like it. So it's a nice book. It's a nice book to have. Get back. So, thank you for joining me and seeing this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.